So when she's showing gratitude, that's what it is. It's gratitude.
Right.
She's not necessarily saying, yes, I'd like you to jump into my pants.
Right. Which is, I think there's a little problem with some men, right, who expect something to happen if they have treated a woman to a beautiful dinner or what have you. I think that falls in that same line.
Absolutely. When a guy goes out with a woman, the minute he starts doing things to get something from her, he's not coming from a very honest frame. And we have been taught as a society that, no, you have to be nice to women. You have to be giving to women. Well, one thing that men are not taught, and this is where the nice guy makes a mistake, is that it's okay to give attention, but you must make sure that attention has been earned. You have to make sure that she's treating you well and she's reciprocating. Don't just give and give and give and expecting that, well, since I gave to her, she's going to give me sex. Doesn't work that way.
But often he doesn't expect any. Like, I have also heard men just want to be in the presence of women, so what they'll do is they'll do anything that the woman asks, and they'll end up being that woman's doormat in hopes that somewhere along the way her feelings will change, and just hanging on there, just hoping that those feelings will be returned.
But the hope is an expectation. They keep, like, I'm telling you this as a guy, whenever I've ever said in my past when I was a loser, oh, no, I don't want anything to happen. I'm just hoping something happens. Yeah, well, guess what? When nothing happens, the guy will develop a sense of resentment. And this is a mistake that nice guys will make, because nice guys will go in there thinking, if I get her gratitude, she'll start to love me. And that's not what triggers love.
You know, I remember a story, very interesting, but I remember being told a story of this same situation where a guy was very nice and the woman was taking, like, you know, the guy was showing her all kinds of niceties. She wasn't interested really in much of a relationship, and he ended up sexually assaulting her. I think because there was a thing, it was like I deserve this, like that, I earned this kind of thing. And I think that was the thinking behind. Now that you mention it, now it makes sense to me.
Well, when a guy, because you have to remember, a nice guy is going out there applying certain principles to relationships that don't work. When he gets rejected time and time again, when he keeps hearing what I call the speech is when a woman tells a man, it's not that I want to hurt your feelings. I just think we'd be a lot better off as friends. You're like my brother. Now, for men, when they constantly hear this, it's a sense of rejection that develops into a horrible resentment. And for many of the guys that I counsel, especially those who are coming into the world of seduction, there's a level of misogyny there that wasn't there previously. These are guys who feel that they have been wronged by the system. They feel that they've done everything they were supposed to do. The relationships for them hasn't worked out, and now they're mad.
So they're mad at women. The women have now become this evil force.
Exactly, and what they don't understand is it's not the women they should be angry with. It should be themselves. They need to be angry at the fact that they allow themselves to be taken advantage of. They need to be angry with the fact that instead of saying, now wait a minute, this has happened to me all my life, maybe I'm the problem.
Right.
And that's the process that I went through when I went through from loser to seducer.
So all your stuff is based on your own trajectory, your own evolution as a man. And having also interviewed a whole slew of men and women to come up with all of your conclusions, right? That's correct. This is based on my real life experience. I went through a situation where I got stood up at my prom. I was a typical nice guy. Lost my ex-fiancée to my best friend. And I ended up hanging out with a girl for 2 years who insisted she could never date me because we were of a different race and culture. And then one day, she tells me she's getting married to a guy who's not of her race and culture. Oh, wow. And when I asked her, like, why, like, I've been telling you that I've been interested in you from day one. Like, I don't understand this. And she says, she didn't plan it. It just happened. He seduced her. And that's when I said, okay, then that's it. Everything I've done up until now, although I wanted to initially say, oh, I can't believe I was wronged by all these people. No, now I had to take responsibility for it. If it happened to me, it was my fault. Now I got to take charge, and she gave me the word. She got seduced, so I became
the seducer.
Well, we're going to find out what women really want when being seduced. We're talking with Frank B Kermit. He is the author of From Loser to Seducer, and you can check out his work on franktalks.com. That's his website. We'll have more with Frank Kermit coming up right here on Passion.
From Loser to Seducer is the story of Frank B. Kermit. This book marks the triumph of a nice guy over most of his inner demons. This includes going from being a loser to managing 5 lovers at the same time, his first Valentine's date with 2 women at the same time, and getting back the one that got away. Want to learn how you can change your life? Buy this book at franktalks.com.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by the program From Friends to Lovers. Stop being her emotional cookie man. How does a man turn his female friend into his lover even when she has rejected him in the past? Why would a woman rather date and have sex with a stranger than a male friend she had known for years? What emotional needs do male friends, emotional cookie men, address, and which ones do they violate such that they don't get to date their female friends? What does it take to make a woman date and fall in love with one of her male friends? Why don't women see their male friends as sexually capable beings? What is the difference between a real female friend and a woman that uses men? Find out here in this Frank program, From Friends to Lovers. Stop being her emotional cookie man. On sale now at franktalks.com.
This is Passion with Dr. Laurie Betito on Montreal's News Talk Leader, CJAD 800.
We're trying to help men out tonight. Yes, we want you to be more successful in the relationship realm. I want to ask the men out there, we've been talking